When I first start working with a prospective client, I often hear statements such as, people on the spectrum need rote work. The work needs to be repetitive. There cannot be any decision making required. They're not capable of critical thinking. And they require a lot of support. So let's look at these. Let's first look at what autism is. It is a spectrum because it affects different individuals to varying degrees and in different ways. According to the version 5 of the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual for Mental Illness, all the disorders such as PDD-NOS, Asperger's, high functioning, low functioning, are now all under one umbrella called the autism spectrum disorder. Where they differentiate is in the levels of support. So level 1 requires some support. Level 2 requires more support. And level 3 requires significant support. And this affects the type of work each of these different levels can handle. Let's look at the work assignments that are suitable for each of these 3 levels of support. We'll start with level 3. So these individuals require significant support. And where they do well is in jobs that are repetitive and rote, where there's very little variation from one day to the next. This leaves your other employees free to do this less repetitive, less rote work. And the individual on the spectrum gains a great deal of satisfaction from the work because they know exactly what is expected of them. So, jobs such as scanning, for example, is a good example. Level 2 support requires support, but not so much as the level 3. And these individuals do not necessarily have to have a job carved out for them. There needs to be some repetitiveness to the work, but not necessarily rote. So these individuals do really well in jobs like stocking shelves, data entry, jobs like that. Now the level 1 support, now we're seeing quite a significant leap. So with the level 1 individuals, they are capable of critical thinking, logical reasoning, decision making, research. They can work well in a team environment. And where they may lack in the soft skills such as communications, they more than make up for in their hard skills, their technical abilities. Regardless of the level of support that's required, each of them contributes in a meaningful way to your organization. What you will also find is that their productivity will be high and their loyalty unwavering. With the productivity, one of our clients actually had the experience of being able to reallocate some of his project resources onto other assignments because the people on the spectrum were so productive. They even had trouble keeping up with the workflow to the individuals on the spectrum. This is kind of a nice challenge to have in an organization. One of our clients actually said, wow, these guys really get into the zone. And yeah, they do. The only difference when it comes to assigning work to individuals on the spectrum is to consider the level of support they require. Otherwise, they're like anyone else, where you look at their skills, their abilities, and their interests. It is important for us as employers to ensure that we are not underemploying any of our employees, because the employee loses out in contributing to their full potential, and we, the employer, lose out from realizing the benefits from that full participation. So I invite you to be really open about these work assignments that you give to individuals on the spectrum, because you will be amazed at the productivity.
Shoot, oh, it's going so well.
I know.